Hello friends, welcome to Learner's Planet. Friends, this is our fifth session for time, speed and distance. Friends, you might have revised the previous 4 sessions before coming for this session. And I hope you might be enjoying the series of time, speed and distance. Definitely it is very important part as far as competitive exams are concerned. And I would appreciate if you practice along with me. Okay, so just take your paper and pen and solve the problem with me. Now let's take the first question, that is based on average speed. A man travels 600 km by train at 80 km per hour, 800 km by ship at 40 km per hour, 500 km by aeroplane at 400 km per hour, and 100 km by car at 50 km per hour. What is the average speed for the entire distance? Friends, as I have already told you in previous sessions, do not mug up so many formulae. We have the formula for average speed when two speeds are there. We have the formula for even three types of speeds. But in this case, there are four types of speeds. So if you are conceptually clear, you don't have to derive the formula for each and every question. Okay, just go logically. Now, what is the average speed? It is actually total distance by total time. Now, what is the total distance which is covering is 600 plus 800 plus 500 plus 100. 600 plus 800 plus 500 plus 100. So it is 8 and 6, 14, 15 and 5, 2000. So it is 2000 kilometer, the total distance which he is covering. Now we have to calculate how much time he is taking to cover up this distance. So we have to take the individual cases. Now in first case, the person is traveling 600 km by train at 80 km per hour. So the time taken will be 600 by 80. So the first time is 600 by 80, that is 7.5 hours. Okay, plus 800 km by ship at 40 km per hour, that means 20 hours. Plus 500 km by aeroplane at 400 km per hour, that means 5 by 4 hour, or we can say, okay, and plus 100 km by car at 50 km per hour, that is 2 hours. So in all it is 7.5 plus 20, that is 27.5, plus 2, 29.5, plus 5 by 4, that means 30 hours 45 minutes. Okay, now we have got the total distance, we have got the total time. Now we have to calculate the average speed, that is total distance by total time. Okay, so it is 2000 by 30 hours plus 45 minutes, it's 30.75 we can write down. On solving, we'll be getting the average speed, that is around 65 hours. Okay, so this is the correct choice. I hope you are clear. Now friends, I expect that you should try this question. Okay. The concept we have already discussed in our previous sessions. A train running at 7 by 11 of its own speed reached a place in 22 hours. How much time could be saved if the train would have run at its own speed? Now, if the speed is 7 by 11, the timing will be 11 by 7. Okay. Now, 11 by 7, here it is equivalent to 22. Okay. That means 1 is equivalent to 14 hours. That means the normal time to cover that distance is 14 hours. And as of now, the train is taking 22 hours. That means 8 hours could be saved if the train would have run at its own speed. I hope you are clear. No paperwork is required at all. Now let's try this question. A man can reach a certain place in 30 hours. If he reduces his speed by 1/15th, he goes 10 km less in that time. Find his speed. Now let's see over here. It's time, speed and distance. Originally the time is 30 hours, speed say S and distance may be D. Now in 30 hours, if he reduces his speed by 1 by 15, that means the new speed is 14 by 15 of S, and he is covering the distance as D minus 10. Now distance by speed is time. That means D is equal to 30S. Okay. In this case, it's in both the cases the time is same, so we are equating time. So 14D is equal to 15D minus 150. That means D is equal to 150 kilometer. That is the distance to be covered. And the person is taking 30 hours to cover this distance. That means his speed is 5 kilometer per hour. Okay. I hope you are clear. Now friends, let's try this question. A train, when moves at an average speed of 40 km per hour, reaches its destination on time. When its average speed becomes 35 km per hour, then it reaches its destination 15 minutes late. We have to find out the length of the journey. Friends, initially the speed is 40 km per hour, now the speed is 35 km per hour. That means the speed has become 35 by 40, or we can say 7 by 8. If speed is 7 by 8, the time will be 8 by 7. Okay. So time is 8 by 7, that is 1 by 7 part extra. Now this 1 by 7 is 15 over here. That means the normal time to cover up that particular distance is 15 into 7, 105 minutes. Okay, that means 1 hour 45 minutes. Okay, and we have to find out the length of the journey. The average speed is 40 km per hour, and average time to cover up that distance is 1 hour 1 hour 45 minutes, that is 1 by 4 hours. Okay, so let's calculate it. So it is 70 kilometer. Okay, very simple question. Now let's try this question. Amal is traveling on his cycle and has calculated to reach point A at 2 p.m. If he travels at 10 km per hour, he'll reach there at 12 noon. If he travels at 15 km per hour, at what speed must he travel to reach A at 1 p.m.? Let's assume the distance to be covered up is x kilometer. If he travel at 10 kilometer per hour, he'll be taking x by 10 hours. And if he's traveling at 15 kilometer per hour, he'll be taking x by 15 hours. That means x by 10 minus x by 15. Here it is 2, since it is 2 p.m. and it is 12 noon. So difference between these two timing is 2 hours. Okay. So x is 60 kilometer. Okay. Now if x is 60 kilometer per hour, in this case the person is taking 6 hours to cover this distance, and in this case the person is taking 4 hours to cover this distance. That means we want the speed when the person is taking 5 hours to cover that distance, that is between 12 and 2. That means the speed must be 60 by 5, that is 12 kilometers per hour. So friends, no paperwork is required at all. You can do this problem mentally. Very interesting and easy question. Friends, we are taking so many questions and I expect that you should practice with me, so you'll be cleared with all the concepts of time, speed and distance. Okay, just pause the session, solve the problem and then see and match your solution with mine. Okay, so let's see this question. If a train runs at 40 km per hour, it reaches its destination late by 11 minutes. But if it runs at 50 km per hour, it is late by 5 minutes only. What is the correct time for the train to complete its journey. Now let's assume the distance is x kilometer. Okay, so if it runs 40 kilometer per hour, it will be taking x by 40 hours, and if it is running 50 kilometer per hour, it will be taking x by 50 hours. And the difference between these two timings is 11 minus 5, that is 6 minutes, or we can say 6 by 60 hours. Okay, so it's 5 minus 4, that is x. That means x is equal to 20 kilometer. Okay, now this is the time, distance to be covered up, and if it runs at 40 kilometer per hour, 20 kilometer can be covered up in half hour, that is 30 minutes. And in that case, the train is getting late by 11 minutes. That means the regular time to cover up that distance is 11 minutes less than 30, that is 19 minutes. Okay, now friends, let's try this simple question. Excluding stoppage, the speed of a bus is 54 km per hour, and including stoppage, it is 45 km per hour. For how many minutes does the bus stop per hour? Friends, no need to go for any sort of paperwork, just think logically. The running speed of the bus, that means the actual speed of the bus, is 54 km per hour. That means in 1 hour it is running for 54 km. And since it is taking some halt per hour, that means it is running 45 kilometer exactly. That means 9 kilometer it is running less per hour, and this 9 kilometer is lost due to halt. So with the speed of 54 kilometer per hour, it will take how much time to cover 9 kilometer? That is 9 by 54 hours, or we can say 1 by 6 hours, or we can say 10 minutes. That means every hour it is taking a break of 10 minutes. Okay, I hope you are clear. Now let's try this question. A man takes 5 hours 45 minutes in walking to a certain place and riding back. He would have gained 2 hours by riding both ways. The time he would take to walk both ways is. Now let's assume this is place A and this is place B, and the distance between them is x kilometer. So while going from A to B, he is walking, and while coming from B to A, he is riding. Let's assume that his walking speed is S1 and riding speed is S2 in kilometer per hour. Now, if he covers x distance by S1 speed, he would take this time, and if he covers x distance with S2 speed, he would take this time, and the total time is 5 hours 45 minutes. That is 5 3 by 4 hours, or we can say 23 by 4 hours. Okay, now in the other case, if he rides both the ways, then he would be taking 3 hours 45 minutes. That means he is gaining 2 hours. So the total 2x distance with the speed of S2, he would be taking 3 by 4 hours. That means 15 by 4 hours. Okay. Now let's find the value of x by S2 from here. So x by S2 is 15 by 8, and we have to find out 2x by S1. That means 2 ways walking at the speed of S1 kilometer per hour. So just put the value of x by S2 over here. So it's x by S1 is equal to 23 by 4 minus 15 by 8, or we can say 46 by 8 minus 15 by 8. Okay, so it is x by S1. We have to find out 2x by S1. So it is 31 by 4 hours. Okay, or we can say 7 hours 45 minutes. Now friends, there is alternative method also to solve this problem. Just listen to me carefully. We don't need any sort of paperwork. Just in the first case, when he's walking this way and riding this way, he's taking 5 hours 45 minutes. In other case, he's riding this way and again riding this way. In both the cases, from B to A, he is riding. Okay, that means from where he is able to save his time. He's saving his time by riding from A to B. Okay, so that means in this case, when he's riding from A to B, he's saving 2 hours. That means if he ride both ways, he'll be able to save 4 hours. That means 3 hours 45 minutes actually he's taking if he's riding both the ways. That means 3 hours 45 minutes plus 4 hours he'll be taking if he walks both ways. Okay, so I hope you are clear with the solution. Now friends, let's see this interesting question. A and B walk around a circular track. They start at 8 a.m. from the same point in opposite direction. A and B walk at the speeds of 2 rounds per hour and 3 rounds per hour respectively. How many times will they cross each other before 9:30 a.m.? That means in 1.5 hours, how many times they are going to meet? We have to calculate. Okay, let's assume this is the starting point. Okay, and this is time, that is 8 a.m. Maybe A is going this way and B is going this way. Okay, so they are going to meet somewhere here. Now we assume that this length, that is the length of the track, is 1 kilometer. And in that case, speed of A, that means A must be walking at the speed of 2 kilometer per hour, that is 2 rounds per hour, and B at the speed of 3 kilometer per hour. Friends, since the length is quite small with respect to the speed, so let's convert the speed in meter per minutes. So it is 2 into 1000 by 60. So we can say 100 by 3 meters per minute. Similarly, it is 50 meters per minute. Okay. Friends, in our previous sessions, we have already discussed the concept of relative speed when two bodies are moving in opposite direction. Their relative speed is addition of their speed. So just try to understand this concept that this person is starting from here and this person is starting from here. So they are going to meet somewhere here. That means they together will cover the entire length. Some of the length is covered by B and some of the length will be covered by A. Okay, so what we have to calculate is with these speed, how much time will they take to cover this circle. Okay, so let's calculate it. This length is 1 kilometer or 1000 meters. Now per minute A is moving 100 by 3 meters and B is moving 50 meters. That means every minute they are getting closer by 100 by 3 plus 50 meters. Okay, so it is 150 plus 100, that is 250 by 3 meters per minute they are getting closer. And they have to cover up the distance of 1000 meter. So how much time will they take? It is 1000 by 250 by 3 minutes. That means they'll be meeting after 12 minutes. Okay, so they'll be covering this length in 12 minutes. Okay, that means after every 12 minutes they are going to meet. Now we have to find out from 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. That means in 1.5 hours, how many times they are going to meet. Okay. Now from 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. total duration is 60 plus 30, 90 minutes. and they are meeting after every 12 minutes. So 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, 84. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times they are going to meet in this duration. I hope you are clear with the concept of relative speed. And this is the case of relative speed when two persons are moving around a circle. Okay. Now let's see this problem. The jogging track in a sports complex is 726 meters in circumference. Deepak and his wife start from the same point and walk in opposite directions at 4.5 km per hour and 3.75 km per hour respectively. They will meet for the first time in. Friends, this problem is quite similar to the previous one, and I expect that you should solve it on your own, and after solving just match your solution and mine. Okay, now let's see, this is the circular track. Okay, and this is the starting point. Now this person Deepak is moving in this direction and his wife is moving in this direction. Okay, and their speeds are also given to us. Now this complete length is, that is the circumference of this circular track, is 726 meters, and speed of Deepak is walking at the rate of 4.5 kilometer per hour. Friends, let's convert this kilometer per hour to meters per minute. Okay, so it's 4.5 into 1000 meters by 60 minutes. Okay. So it is 75 meters per minute. Okay. And his wife is moving at the speed of 3.75 kilometers per hour, or we can say 3 by 4 kilometers per hour. Okay, so it is 3 4s 12 and 3 15 by 4, and let's convert it to meter per minute. So it is 1000 by 60. It's 125 by 2 meters per minute. Okay, or we can say 62.5 meters per minute. Now, once again, the case of relative speed. This person is moving in this direction with the speed of 75 meter per minute, and the lady is moving in this direction with the speed of 62.5 meters per minute. That means every minute they are getting closer by 75 plus 62.5 meters. Okay, so since both of them are moving in opposite direction, their relative speed will be addition of their speed. So they are getting closer by 75 plus 62.5 meters per minute. Okay. And together they have to cover this distance, that is 726. Now we have to find out in how much time will they cover this distance. So it is 726 by 137.5 minutes. Okay. So it would be 5.28 minutes. Okay. So I hope you are clear with the solution and your answer is matching with mine. Friends, we have taken so many problems on time, speed and distance. Now I am sure that you must be gaining the confidence on that topic. In our next session, we'll be taking the cases of trains, boats, streams, etc. And I would advise you just to revise these sessions before coming for the next session. Okay, bye-bye.